this is the first time we're using this camera, so that's that. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Noel, and what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach my wife how to use a table saw. We're finishing up our chicken run for our little our ladies right there that are currently living in a dog cage, sort of. And they're going to have a nice big old...
Sort of. No, they're literally living in a dog cage. There's no sort of involved here.
So over the last couple of days off that I've had, we've made this sort of shed thing with some 2x4s and some hardware cloth and old door that we used to have for our porch. So now my wife would like to help me, and it's actually almost all done.
He makes it sound like I volunteered for this. No, the kids are both napping, and he was like, honey, don't you want to come help? Don't you want to come help? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll come like hold something, maybe like screw something in. He's like, all right, here's the places that aren't smooth. I'm gonna need you to use a table saw and cut some stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. So,
I was like, honey, if I cut my hand off, we should probably put on YouTube because views.
Okay. All we need is we need to make this part right here flush with the rest of the coop. So what Rachel's gonna do is she's gonna measure the missing boards on the bottom, and then she's gonna cut with a table saw. So not too crazy. I'll help her out with the first cut.
Says Noel. He also said it's not too crazy when he tried to teach me how to drive a manual car. Plane's going overhead. I wish we had that on video.
What's that?
When you were teaching me to drive. There were a lot of tears in parking lots.
Well, I think she could totally do the table saw. It's not too crazy. She's just gonna make the small cuts. And now we're gonna use some scrap wood. Again, this is just a chicken run. This is also a really good experience for us to learn how to use some of these tools, since we're gonna do some more advanced stuff down in our lives. So this is really like the most advanced construction we've done so far on our property.
And why haven't we done more on our property?
Because I'm gone a lot for work.
So stay tuned on this channel for lots of projects that can be done over the span of a weekend. So we both work full-time and we live on 10 acres, and just there's a lot that we want to do to enhance our property. And so we're gonna film the disasters of us trying to learn how to use power tools together. Well, Noel knows what he's doing, him teaching me, because I've also decided that I want to like redo the kitchen and all this stuff, and we don't have money to pay someone to do that.
Yeah, we don't have money. We have a little bit of free time. We work pretty hard. We got 2 kids. It's pretty hectic. So some of you guys might be in this boat too, where you want to get stuff done. You don't want to overpay for it, like cleaning the gutters. We got quoted like $400 to clean the gutters. I bought a ladder for $200 at Lowe's. Got it done in about half an hour, saved us $170. So there's a lot of like really simple things you can do at home too to save you tons of money.
And we have like 0 experience, so come along and learn with us, and we hope to have 10 fingers by the end of it. All right, let's get to the power tools.
And you're gonna measure from one side of the bottom to the other. So all you're gonna
Honey,
do,
I can't cut one that big.
yeah, well,
Isn't that when it jumped at us?
No, they're already this big. So I'll help you with the big one. So I'll show you how to do it with the big one, and then after this, you can just do it with the smaller ones.
Well, why don't you show me on the small one, since that's what I'm doing?
Because it's the same concept. It's like the exact same thing.
Except there's 2 of us.
It's the exact same thing.
Sure, okay.
61 and a half and
64 and a half.
61, baby.
I know, but that's 3 inches.
Yeah, 64 and a half and 1/8. So 64 and 1/8, okay? So again, we don't have too much experience, not too much money either, but we found this on eBay. So I did some reviews, and I went on Amazon, and I looked at some different table saws out there. There's tons of table saws. DeWalt's a great brand. I've had my power drills and most of my tools from DeWalt for over a decade, and they've worked like completely. The batteries have even died on them after about 10 years, and I had to replace the batteries. So like they really just hold up. They're great tools. So I really just have a lot of faith in DeWalt. So I looked at DeWalt stuff, and I found a compact table saw. There are some pros and cons to it, and if you guys check out the link below, you can look at one of our reviews that we have on this table saw itself. But one of the biggest pros to it is that it's small and it's really cheap. We're looking at $300 on eBay. You can get it on Amazon as well for a little bit more. Other companies are going to have it for just a tiny bit more, but you can find it on eBay, and DeWalt's going to service this guy, so it's going to be a great bang for your buck. So first we're going to do 64 5/8. We're going to measure that out. All right. So we're right there where we need to be. We've marked it off. Next, we want to make sure that it's a straight line, and we might not be able to use the table saw just because the way I look at this. So you might be correct, my love.
I'm always right.
Swanson speed square. There's so many things you can do with this guy, but one of the things that are really nifty with this, you can make a square line, so a very straight line. So I'm going to put the speed square right up on there, and I'm going to bring the line down. So that's right where I had that mark. So you know this is absolutely 90 degrees. This is completely flat. This is where we need to be. Now, typically with a table saw, right, the way you're going to rip this or the way you're going to cut this is you would measure how much you need to cut off. So right here, we've got to cut off 31 and a little bit over 1/2. The problem with our table saw is it only has 20 inches of rip, which means it can only do 20-inch cuts with the parameters it has, like it has like guides, so to speak. So we're not going to be able to cut it the way we'd want it to. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like more of a free cut. Now you could use a circular saw for this. We do own a circular saw, but since we have this up here and this is just going to help me square up the hardware cloth, I'm not too worried about that cut. But Rachel's absolutely right. This is a bad example of how to use a table saw. So I think she'll probably delete this, or maybe not.
Rachel's always.
So this is a little bit, a little bit out of the ordinary for what you would use a table saw. So if you come on over here.
Where's my ears?
Well, you don't need
He doesn't care about my hearing.
I care about her hearing. I mean, this is a pretty bad example, honey.
I know. I told you.
Well, wouldn't it be bad if it was a little bit longer? Because then, this is the problem with our table saw. It can only do 20 inches.
I know. That's why I said this is a bad example.
Okay.
Because I'm not gonna know the technique they use right now is not the technique that I'm gonna use.
No, really, this is like ad hoc. Can you hold this part? Just hold it down.
I don't get iPro either.
You want iPro? You can have iPro.
No, stop. You're the one cutting. I'll just close my eyes.
No, you're fine, honey. You're fine. That was a super straight cut, and we just followed the line that we created with the Swanson speed square. But now what she's going to do is she's going to have to measure there's 4 more pieces of wood. So she's going to have to measure those cuts. Now here's where the problem lies. We don't actually have enough 2x4s, like larger 2x4s, so they're not going to be like these two window cuts. We don't have enough wood.
So it's going to be like 2 pieces wood.
It's going to have to be like 2 pieces. Now it's fine. Like we're not building a house. Like we're building a freaking chicken run, right? And we're just doing it so that hardware cloth can lay nice and square. It still would be fairly tight.
Honey?
I know. They're dumb chickens.
Hey, hey!
There, but they got enough food. They got enough water.
What? Why is it pecking?
White, because it's white, and it's like it's a dumb chicken. All right, love, you ready?
$13, $16. So I think this is taking longer than if you just did it.
It is, but I really love you, and I still love spending time with you.
So we have a board that's 16 inches and 7/8. So I need to cut 7/8 off. And not a finger.
Okay, so first you want to see if this guide here is loose. It is loose. If it's not, that means that you left it on, which is fine, like it should be left on, right? So if you look over here, this paddle makes it so it doesn't move.
Okay.
Got it. And over here, this ruler is actually measuring how much of a cut you're going to create. So if I want a 7/8 inch cut, I can move it by hand until I get close enough. Now you have an issue right here, where right here it's right up at 1 inch, so you want it a little bit closer than that. So you're going to have to take that safety off.
Oh, yeah, that sounds safe.
It's fine. A lot of people actually say that safety is very unsafe on its own, and it would be very unsafe for this matter. All right, so now that we're at an inch, you see that inch? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dial it back, and I like to give it just like make it to a little bit to the right of the line because it's, you know, the size of the blade.
Sounds scientific.
Yep. So now you get your board. So you don't ever want to, like, you want to push it, right? You don't want to use your finger. So this DeWalt, which is another reason I like this DeWalt, it comes with this push adapter or assembly. I'm not really sure what it's called.
A pusher. It's a very scientific
It's push,
phrase.
the pusher. And it comes with a pusher, right?
The pusherizer, actually, I believe this is the technical term.
So we locked it in, so that shouldn't be moving left and right. We're right at 7/8. So we take this miter adjustment. Now this miter adjustment is honestly a piece of crap. If you read online, there's actually a lot of other miter adjustments you get that are a lot better, like the ones that lock in, those that are metal. So this isn't the best one. You got to make sure it's nice and tight. And right now we have it set at 90 degrees because it's a 90-degree cut. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn on the table saw, and then using the pusher thing, what was you call it? Pusher thing?
The pusherizer.
The pusherizer. We're gonna go ahead and guide this. So we're gonna take one hand, we're gonna clamp down the left side on the miter, and then we're gonna guide this through there. So we're not actually putting our fingers near it. If anything happens, we just pull our hands away, right? Now this is a really tight cut, so there's literally nothing that's gonna happen at all. It's gonna be really smooth. Why don't you do this one, baby? Okay. So let's go ahead and put your gloves on. You don't have to use these gloves and stuff, but I think that it's really good for us to.
Don't we have like the steel ones you use when you like handle hawks and shit?
That's, well, I mean, this is gonna be just as good.
I think a saw could probably go through this.
It could, but the leather is gonna help a lot. It's gonna help tremendously.
So I might only lose like a nub.
You might only lose a nub. Okay. You got it, baby. Go ahead, turn this on. And then go ahead and pull that to the left. Okay, and then I like to use this, and I like to just pull it back and hit it to the ground. How does it feel? Was it scary?
I'm really hot right now.
She is beautiful, that's for sure.
Am I done?
That's 1 out of 4 cuts. Okay, so now when we come back here, you want to take your, here we go. We have a rubber mallet to get it nice and tight in there. There we go.
Oh, I think the kids are crying. I'm probably done helping now.
Okay, so now you just gotta do the same with this and do the same to the other.
So it's probably like the same, right? It's probably 16 inches
No,
too.
it's never 16 inches. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have like took a board and, you know, but I just didn't know what I was doing when I was building the run.
Rookie mistakes, Noel. Ask the pro next time.
And I should have squared it off. That looks like a pretty short one, so I try to find the smallest piece.
I need 19 and 5/16.
Okay, sounds good. Just remember to use this. You know how to use the speed square now. You know how to use.
Wait, what do I do with this? I have no idea what I'm doing. It's fine. It's fine. It's not like there's tools involved.
What's that?
Do I have to know how much I'm taking off?
Yeah, so you got to measure. Yeah. So this is just a good guide, but you don't have to necessarily do it when you're using the table saw completely.
But I should have measured how much I was taking off.
Yeah, so you got to measure how much you're taking off, and then you match it to this, and then you can put the safety guide back on if you'd like.
Back to the drawing. Won't move.
What's up, baby?
I move this?
Yeah, remember we had locked it though?
No.
So you come up here, this is the paddle that locks it.
Okay.
You bring that paddle up.
This?
Yep. And then you can move it. So first you can even move it like really hard, yeah. Or you can use your hands. Okay. I think it's worth putting them on. What's wrong, baby? would try to keep it as even as possible. Maybe in between.
On the cut?
No, on the cut. I would say put it in the middle of where the cut's gonna happen and where the end of the board is to the right.
Here?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think there's a right answer to that, to be honest.
Moment of truth, boys and girls. Shit.
Use your foot. Use
Watch out for your Roman coke.
Use your cowgirl boots.
And this is a story of how Rachel broke her foot. I did it!
Yeah, it's perfect, honey. See? You did a great job.
Alright, I'm almost done with this shit so I can go inside and do some laundry. We live a very glamorous life. The same.
What's that, baby? It's the same?
Oh, it's my pusherizer! Oh my god, it's right here.
Oh, it's at the pusherizer.
Why would you put it right there?
Why would I put it where the pusherizer
I thought the
goes?
pusherizer went here.
You can't put it there, honey.
I'm officially declared the mastermind of this project. They like have talons.
They do have talent.
Oh my god, they're all coming for me. They're like, bitch, I'm gonna peck your eyes out in your sleep. Well, I hope you enjoyed this first installment of Weekend Homesteaders. We don't have enough time to do all the shit on our to-do list. Our kids are probably awake from their nap now. So it's time for me to venture inside. Until next time, homesteaders, adios.